What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. We had a great 2-hour live stream, and I wanted to get back out here, plant some grass seed, and Mama has been doing spring cleaning on the porch here, and since my shoes were covered with dirt, I done got some dirt on the deck, so I'm cleaning it up so I can make sure I keep the peace. You guys know how that goes. But I always say to you guys, without you, this does not work, and that is the truth, because while we were doing our live stream, y'all are incredible fans. I'm going to say first and foremost, I have the best fans on the YouTube. And when I say without you it doesn't work, you guys make me think of stuff. Well, one, if I miss something, you guys let me know, hey, Cowboys made a move, they signed this guy, that guy, or something like that, which is great. Or you let me know about what's what and who's who. And Holly Pierce actually gave me a completely different perspective on the Micah Parsons contract. And here's where we had Leo, just saying, the Cowboys are a travesty. They haven't learned anything. They should have already had Micah signed, which is a consensus by most people, because we look at it and say, the Cowboys are wasting money to get Micah Parsons' deal done. And you can look at it that way and say, it would have been nice if they gotten it done before Max Crosby did, so that way it wouldn't have cost them as much money. And that's a theory that I can definitely go with and agree with. But here's another way to look at it that Holly pointed out, because instead of just saying, okay, Micah, here's the money and all that, it's the beginning of the off season, have that chunk of change. It may be because they're looking and saying, we've heard Jerry talk about Micah being a leader. We've heard about Micah for the national championship game being in the suite with Jerry Jones. It may be that the reason that they haven't paid Micah yet is they're still waiting to see how he's going to approach the off season. Is he going to, in fact, become a team leader? Before we give you $200 million, which is a hell of a lot of money, $200 million is just unreal. Before we give you that money, we want to see you do things differently to be the best you can be. It's not to say that Micah Parsons has not been good, because his numbers speak for themselves, of course, unless you're Momo. And Momo will say, well, he's just a third down specialist. Okay. I hear you talking, but I hear you also saying you want that guy. But it may be that the Cowboys say, yeah, we know about your ability that you can play, but for you to get paid like this, we want to make sure that you're going to be that team leader, and we want to see how you approach the off season. And instead of just saying, I'm here doing what I need to do to be the best I can be, are you doing the best you can be for the team to be? And that is an incredible point. And like I said, Holly sends me different recipes and things to try out, and sends prayers for me and my wife and stuff. I have incredible fans. And there may be a lot to that, because if Micah is the person you look up to, and you say, this is how we judge how they treat people, because if they treat Micah Parsons badly, you look at it and say, if they treat him like that, how are they going to treat me? But on the flip side, if they see Micah doing the right things and being rewarded, then that makes them say, well, hey, let me use Micah Parsons as my example on what I should be doing to be the best player I can be, and to get paid as well. Because in the end, that's what it's all about, is getting paid. And that's the leverage that the team has for it. Now, for Micah's part, Micah has been really good about being that team leader. He has shown up his locker. And make no mistake about it. Let's be clear here. Before anybody gets onto the, trade Micah Parsons like Momo's hoping that the Cowboys will trade him for 2 fours. It's like, at least Momo, at least have a legitimate offer, okay? At least, okay? Let's be realistic. The team has made strides, I feel, this offseason. That if you were to ask me the difference between Mike McCarthy and how the players felt about him, now, we did hear, from the NFLPA, their survey and stuff, talking about Micah Parsons, that the players liked Micah Parsons. And that may be true that they did. Mike McCarthy. They may have liked Mike McCarthy, but I feel like they really respect Brian Schottenheimer. Now, all that can be flailing at the drop of a hat. If shit goes south, of course, you can lose the attention. But the one thing that they do say about coaches is, if you haven't been successful in the first 5 years, then you've had enough time to get the players' attention, get the players that you want to get, the type of players, and you've had enough time to implement the system, that if you haven't done it within that first 5 years, you're not going to do it. And that's where we maybe are with Mike McCarthy. And as I listen, as I think about, the Cowboys didn't believe in Mike McCarthy anymore because they didn't give him the tools that he needed. Let's be clear here. We put everything on Dak and say Dak just sucks. Dak's just not good enough. You're right. Dak's not good enough if you don't put people around him. There's nobody that's good enough without having the people around him as far as quarterback. As good as Aaron Rodgers is, how many times? 3-time, 4-time MVP? He's got 1 ring. He's got 1 ring. And that goes to show you that you have to have everything lined up and special to be able to win it all. So maybe that's the real reason that Micah Parsons hasn't gotten his contract yet. He's going to get it. Let's be clear here. You don't move his locker next to Dak Prescott if you're figuring we're going to go ahead and we're going to get rid of him. You don't do that. And you're not going to promote him the way you've promoted him if you're thinking, we're going to get rid of this guy because he's a bum. You just don't. He's going to get paid. And it's only a matter of time. And I feel like they've probably already got the numbers worked out and things at this point, since Jamar Chase and what's his name from Cleveland has gotten his money, that it's already pretty much slotted to where he's going to go. So the difference of $1 or $2 million at this point is irrelevant. I think them needing him to be the leader and to be the best player he can be, as well as promoting the other players with him, is more important than that $1 or $2 million. Make him work for it, so to speak. Shout out to you, Holly. Appreciate the thoughts, and that's a different way to look at it. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And got to get this gas can and spray bottle put away. And sun's going down. And get this place cleaned up so Mama will be happy. Peace out.